Hello, Barbara.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, good. There, I got my video turned on there. Hi. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
I just saw Penny at a movie. Oh my goodness. At a meeting. Can't get my words straight these days for the Road Town Turkey Trot. So
Oh,
it sounds like she was going to go off someplace with Marianne and then arrive.
but she's planning on coming to the meeting.
As
then.
far as I know, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I figured even if she doesn't, because I did ask her, because it sounded like she was too busy. She did say she was coming. That's how I understood it. And even if she can't, we have a majority.
Quorum. Yeah.
Yeah, quorum. So
Well, we'll give her a few more minutes.
great. Yeah, she was really rushing around with lots of commitments today.
So how's your garden?
Not good. However, I have finally come to the realization, which I've known for a while, is that I can't do this without help. So I have hired a landscape designer. She came, we walked around, looked at the beds. I explained what I've been trying to go for, and
Right.
I'd seen pictures of the work that she had done, and I felt that she would be a good choice.
Excellent.
So she sent me sort of a concept paper just describing the kinds of plants that she's thinking of putting in. And now she'll start on the design itself. And this fall we'll get beds cleared out and
Oh, wow.
get things ready to go. Yeah.
Get right to it, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of a delusional person. I always think I can do everything, and then I'm always surprised that I can't.
Huh?
So,
And there's Penny Jakes.
and there she is. That's right. Hello again for the second time today.
Penny, you're muted.
I here I am. Ah,
Okay. Now that we are all formally assembled,
let's
I
call
will-
the meeting to order.
yes, it is now 1:03.
Should I take very brief notes?
I was going to suggest that I take notes and we approve, or you can, if you want, and we simply approve them at the end of the meeting. Since we meet so infrequently, then we can have minutes to post.
Oh,
Great.
okay, great.
Great idea.
Does that work?
That works well.
Okay. Do you want to do it or shall I?
Well, if you're willing to do it, I would love that. I'm the secretary
Okay.
for the building committee for the library, and
Yeah.
I think that's my afternoon, is getting that set of notes in order.
You don't want any more meetings, really? Come on.
Many pages of notes about things I don't know much about, insulation values and etc.
Yeah, but Penny, you know a lot about where to put wet life jackets.
I know not to put them in the the cabinetry in the new library. I know I should dry them first somewhere.
Oh, dear.
Oh my gosh. So, Barbara, would you like to make a proposal to us?
Sure, absolutely. So the Recreation Committee has been talking about for years sponsoring walks. And I thought, well, it's time to stop talking about it and doing it. So we discussed having 4 seasonal walks. And the first one will be tentatively on October 1st in the morning. The reason that we picked the date is because it's the only date that I'm able to do it. Before I'm going away for a while, and then I come back, I have knee surgery, so I can't do it. So October 1st, I can't wait. So October 1st is the date.
So you would be the leader for this one?
Yes, I would be the leader for this one. Figured, given that we're starting so
quickly. Is this just like a hike or a natural history walk, or what is the focus?
There's a good question. This particular one, I have had to change what I originally planned on doing because I can make it up Mount Orient on my knee, but my knee does not like to go downhill. So not wanting to be stuck up there, I thought that perhaps the first one might be over, I always forget that it's got so many different names, but the Julian's Bower.
Yeah, I was
be-
gonna say Temenos would be a great place. The problem, has anyone been out there recently? I don't know
No.
the status of the boardwalk at this point. I know the goal was to work on that this summer, but I think the rain, which has affected so many things, has slowed down the
Okay.
boardwalk. So I think someone would need to, you would talk about starting at Julian's Bower parking lot and then hiking up to Temenos, and then you could drive back.
I'm not familiar enough with it. I've gone up there and just walked around the pond, but I don't know about
Oh.
these other parking places.
Well,
Could you back up and talk about the whole
Yeah, could I? Yeah,
concept first before we get into particulars?
okay. So that's the idea, is to have 4 walks. Something that we have not discussed in the recreation committee that I definitely want to bring up with them is it making at least one of the walks more accessible? We don't really have much in the way of accessible trails in Shutesbury.
well,
But
you can do Julian's Bower to the pond, though.
right, exactly.
Right.
And another thought that I had is there's a woman who's been a real advocate for accessible trails who lives in Northampton, and a possibility would be to track her down, have her come along on that hike if she would be willing to, and kind of talk to us about accessibility and what that means, and to her and to others who have really devoted a lot of time to it.
Mhm.
So that's the general idea. We would just have 4 hikes. We would decide, who among us would like to lead it and or go. Post it, send out a town announcement about it. And then have people RSVP if they want to go. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we had like huge crowds each time, but we probably won't. So
Well, the last time a walk was done at Julian's Bower and up to Temenos, which is up, is that Mount Orion up there?
no, Mount Orient is down close to Amherst.
Is in Pelham. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, there were at least 20 people the last
Really?
time.
great,
Wow.
okay. Well, that's
And
nice.
so I don't know if you have leaders for all of this, but if you wanted one with a historic focus, Leslie Bracebridge is great at that.
Okay, we have not, in part because I knew I was going to be talking with you or this committee. We have not made solid plans for anything beyond saying we'd like to have these 4
To work
walks
together. Yeah.
and then exactly.
And what would co-sponsorship mean?
It basically means you have a little bit more knowledge, certainly, than I do about what some of the trails are. It would mean bringing a little bit of attention to both of us. And it just seemed that given that one of the things that the Open Space Committee does is, actually, I don't even know that you do this, but I associate you with knowing what the trails are and having information about the
And
trails.
getting
So I
people
thought
out
that was
there,
a really nice fit between the committees.
Well, I, for one, am happy to co-sponsor this. I mean, it just seems like a win-win. I would like at some point to sit down and perhaps talk a little bit more about what the specifics are, but I don't know that we need to do that today.
We don't really have the in part, I've been putting everything on hold until we talked, because if it's going to be co-sponsored, then talking about the specifics and what those might be wouldn't be just the recreation committee doing it and then saying, oh, by the way, here's what we're doing, but it would be all of us kind of thinking about what it might look like.
Well, I would love to all sit down together at some point and or whoever is interested among the group, sit down and talk about it. And I'm going to just throw out an aside. I have been thinking about something for a handful of years because my background is natural history.
Oh.
And I have thought, I've worked for Mass Audubon, I worked for the Hitchcock Center. I have a master's degree in environmental teaching. But anyway, I have been thinking about putting together within the town of Shutesbury a different series called The Nature of Shutesbury.
Oh,
and
wow.
Finding someone who would lead a flower walk in the spring, and someone who would take people birding maybe in the spring, and someone who would look for mushrooms in the summer, and someone, I know Randy Stone does fern walks, and there are many topics. It could be, signs of animals, tracking, all kinds of things, but I don't have the energy to do that until our library is built.
Right.
But just to mention that now for, a little tickler for down the line.
Well,
Would
in
you
fact,
go
we-
through the suggestions again, please? Bird watching and
Bird watching, early spring wildflowers,
Mushrooms.
mushrooms, ferns, animal tracks,
okay.
Tree identification. It could be, there's a million topics.
Yeah.
Million topics, and it would be, you could come to one or all, and I would make them all be in Shutesbury.
Mhm.
And I would encourage the recreation committee to focus on Shutesbury, because there are lots of places in Shutesbury that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, we
Right.
are focusing, no, I don't know, we are focusing on Shutesbury.
Right.
I think the only thing that we've done that was not in Shutesbury was a visit last year to Jefferson Safe Haven, which is a haven for sanctuary for farm animals. And
Okay.
that's in Leverett. But other than that, everything we do, the Mount Orient Trail starts in Shutesbury, and much of the trail is in Shutesbury.
Really interesting. I have never done that one.
It's very nice. Yeah, it has there's a beautiful lookout point. You kind of go up to the top of Mount Orient where you don't know you're at the top because it's all trees. And then it goes down and there's this rocky outcropping.
Mhm.
So that might be a nice one for the spring or summer.
Okay. Yep.
And if you could write up something about that, we could put that in our listing of
Oh,
trails
okay,
that we have on the web.
great.
Maybe some map orientation or directions of how to get to the head of the trail.
Okay. well,
Is it marked?
It's on Pratt Corner Road. It's just down from Ancient Pony Farm is where
Is it-
it's the Robert Frost Trail, and you get on it where it crosses Pratt Corner Road.
And it's marked as such.
Yeah, there's the marking.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm really happy to hear you say that about the nature of Shutesbury, Penny, because that's something that we've been talking a lot about. In fact, in our last meeting, we brought up spring ephemerals, mushrooms, birds, and ferns.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
so the idea of kind of co-sponsoring something around that would be wonderful. We don't have the expertise, but we had talked about some people who did. And it would all be in Shutesbury.
Mhm. Great. Well,
Yeah.
I would be happy to co-sponsor that set of activities. I have talked with Marianne about doing it under the library, but I don't know that the more sponsors, the merrier up to some
Yes.
point.
We've done a lot of things co-sponsored with the library, and in large part it's because there are things that overlap with the interest that she has.
Mhm.
Plus, I think they read her emails.
Yeah.
Right. So
know,
yeah, advertising them through the library is very beneficial.
Yeah, and Marianne likes doing it because these are things that are very consistent with some of her goals.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Let me suggest then that for the record, we have a formal vote
okay,
to co-sponsor the 4
you-
seasonal trail walks.
Making a motion?
second,
All those in favor say aye.
aye,
Jake's eye.
Flash Shaker, aye.
okay,
And note that we will meet jointly to figure out details at some future date.
yes. I would say probably in the November meeting, because the October meeting, well, either the October or November meeting, I'll see how things go in, I think the meeting is the day before my knee surgery, so that shouldn't really get in the way.
Yeah,
But let me check with the committee. So, yeah, I'm really glad that we'll be doing this. Now, while I have the two of you, because I can't do the Mount Orient Trail, because I can't get back down again, do you have a suggestion? I don't really know the trails in Shutesbury, but something that would be relatively flat, but perhaps some interest, just because it's like everything here is beautiful. But do you have any suggestions of a trail that we might use for our first one?
Well, I think doing the Janowitz property is a great place. There's a lot of flat there.
Yeah,
I think it just requires checking with Kestrel to see the status of the boardwalk.
okay.
I mean, October 1st, that would be a spectacular place to spend
yeah.
time. And then, that walk is maybe a mile or so. If you want to go from there up to Temenos, one could do that.
Mhm.
That's what we did last time. And that's really interesting from sort of a cultural, historical, and you have a beautiful view down on the pond at that point. And then, if you didn't want to walk back down, you could leave from Temenos.
Mhm. The other thing is I could wait at the bottom and enjoy the view.
You
of
could
the
do that,
pond
yeah.
while everybody else
But
goes up.
you have to go up to the top to see the view of the pond.
Right, well, I meant I could just be sitting down at the pond with
I
that view.
see. I
Yeah.
see. Oh, and we could admire you as part of the pond vista.
I'll wear a particularly nice outfit,
Okay, something very fallish, I recommend.
but of
Penny,
course,
do you want a formal vote on your suggestion of the nature things, or just let that take its
I think let's just percolate that, because
Yeah.
frankly, I have some ideas, but I don't have the excess energy to devote to that
Mm.
right now. But
Okay.
it's something I definitely want to do within the year or so.
Okay,
Starting that in the early spring when there's so much cool natural history going on is a
Yeah.
fun.
that sounds wonderful, because like I said, we've talked about it for some time. And this will give us sort of the impetus to begin to talk in more earnest. And I love the title, Nature of Shutesbury. I mean, what a great theme to have.
Mhm. And it can take so many forms, so.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay,
And I will, yeah, sorry, Gil.
finish your sentence. I'm sorry. There's one more thing on the agenda.
I can't remember what my sentence was.
Oh,
No, it's because it wasn't that critical.
and that is relative to Mateo's
Hmm.
suggestion of the CPC meeting. Somebody from this committee should be either volunteer or be designated an open space committee representative. It's on the 21st, the evening. That's a week from tonight.
Yeah, I wish that could be me, because then I could double dip with the two committees. I'm not able to be there. A friend is having an art show opening that night.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna be there. I actually just sent him an email knowing that I couldn't be there, not knowing whether any of the recreation committee people could, whether I could read through it and just write comments and send that to him.
Yep.
So hopefully that will.
yeah, and I am very interested, but again, I just feel like my plate is very full right now.
Mhm. Well, here's a suggestion. If it's fine to just, send written comments, I'll read it, write comments, send them to the two of you and to the recreation committee. And then just forward, you can see if you agree with them, disagree, and then we'll just forward it to him and let him know that we're not going to be able to have representation.
Excellent.
At this moment in time.
Yeah, okay. So
And then when you have that down, I have one other just quick share
okay,
when you're ready, Gail.
okay.
It's hard to participate when you're taking notes and vice versa.
Well, when we get to it, we'll do the wording on this thing. How to put what you just said, Barbara, into words.
Oh, about sending him comments?
Yeah, when we get to the,
Okay.
go ahead,
So
Pam.
how do we do that without messing up open meeting law?
So when you get through with your comment, if there's no other business, I'll put this up on the screen, the minutes, the alleged minutes, and we'll wordsmith that.
No, I was thinking more what Barbara suggested about we're having comments for the CPC and sending them around to both committees and having people comment back. It
Oh,
needs
I
to
see.
go
Yep.
out
hang
to
on.
people and then back to you, Barbara, if you're the person starting this. And so we can't have a round robin discussion by email.
No, but we can individually respond.
Right, we can individually respond.
Why don't we do it that way? I mean, I'm just thinking 1 week's notice to a public hearing
Yep.
is really not sufficient time to be able to call the committees together, get
Right.
the input. It's
Right,
just
and
not
I would kindly make that comment in our response.
I will.
Um,
So what I'll do is I'll just say that with 1 week's notice, it was not possible to call both committees together to do this review, that this is coming from me.
mhm.
And I'm
Okay.
not even doing it on behalf of anybody. It's just,
Me. And I
So
will, I leave Saturday and don't come back until either Tuesday or Wednesday evening. So I will try to look at it, the plan, and see if I have any comments as well. But I can't make a promise at this moment.
So in your response, Barbara, why don't you respond for both recreation and open space? I mean, this
okay.
is 1 week is too short for us to gather, consider, blah, blah.
Mhm. Too short for us to gather, review, and comment.
And maintain open meeting
And thank you.
guidelines.
Maintain open meeting guidelines. Okay. Great.
Okay, so my last comment for the record, and Gail knows about this, is I wrote a very short article for the upcoming Our Town
Mhm.
about the top of the lake park that I've been slogging away on for years. And we are having I think I sent this out to everybody, and some of you are coming. We are having a little celebration on the 26th, 8th, the 20. Oh, I have to go back and look at my calendar. I don't have it open in front of me, but fairly soon. So just for the record that is happening.
Okay.
Okay, great.
So how much time, Gail, do you need with the minutes?
Yeah, I'm close.
Okay, can we just chat, Barbara?
Yeah, sure. You're being recorded, so be careful.
Oh, okay. Yes, well,
No,
I mean,
well, here's something we could chat about. We need to figure a day to go
put up
put in the
signs,
ground.
right? So here was my question, and I didn't quite gather this from our meeting. Are a number of the sign hangers being used right now? Do we have 50 available?
Well, I think we're gonna have to wait until after the birthday party because quite a few of them are being used, but we could ask Susie. I
But
think
there
she's.
were well over 100 of those.
Oh,
weren't there?
that's right. Well, then there should be plenty. Yeah.
Okay, well, I could do that. I can't, I don't have time before I go to the Cape.
Oh,
But
yeah, no, well, I don't, yeah. So is this
I
is what,
could do it starting the 21st.
the 22nd right now is a rare, completely open day.
Do you want to pick a couple of hours on the 22nd?
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
I don't care what time.
Is morning or afternoon better for you?
I always like the mornings. I'm perkier. My caffeine is
Do you
working.
want to say 9 o'clock?
That sounds wonderful.
Okay. Okay,
And may I suggest that you drive down to me because we're going to be going in the direction of Amherst and I'm already down here.
Yep.
And then we can go.
Can you send me your address?
Yes, it's 999
Wait.
Shutes Road.
Just a minute.
Oh, sure, sorry.
Get back into my, what is it again? 999?
Shutesbury Road, and that's Amherst. Because my driveway is in Amherst.
Okay. Okay. I think I remember where it is. I haven't been down that way for a while, but I remember from the previous owner.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
So if you're coming, which you will be down Pratt, or if you are coming down Pratt Corner Road, it's the first driveway on the left after it gets paved.
Oh, okay.
And if
Okay.
you're coming from the other direction, it's the only driveway between the two pavement ends signs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, and then I will just, I'm trying to think how many signs we should take, maybe half of them?
Sure.
Okay, and see how far we get.
Okay, that's
Well, make sure we have 25 signs and 25 hangers in my car.
oh, you have 25 hangers?
No, but I think
Okay.
there
Oh, you'll
should
get
be
the
25 hangers around, and there needs to be some stapling done to make sure they
yeah.
stay in place.
Okay, well, we can bring a stapler.
Okay, we may want a long arm stapler. If
Oh,
the longest one I don't, but I'll track something down. I'm sure there's something in town hall.
good point. All right, we got a plan.
Okay,
Okay, Gail, are we ready?
we are.
Okay, would you like to screen share?
I am going to share. Is that visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Fleischager called the meeting to order at 1:03, present. Here's what I've written for the proposal to co-sponsor.
Mhm. Looks good.
Okay,
Jake suggested.
Um,
oh, you need to go up to the,
who's going to call Kestrel?
oh, I'm gonna call Kestrel.
Okay, and just ask them the status of the boardwalk.
Okay, does that need to be in here?
No, we just need to make sure someone is doing that because this is coming up fairly quick.
Right.
Okay. But do you want that in the minutes?
You know what I would put in the minutes after Julian's Bower is just in parentheses, contingent on, condition of trail.
That's good.
Of the boardwalk?
Yeah.
Good, okay. Then we get to this, what your response is going to be, Barbara, to,
Okay.
Can you scroll down a little bit? I can only see as far as unanimous vote to co-sponsor.
We can't see the whole, yeah.
says my screen sharing is paused. Why is that?
Yeah, because I don't see the changes you just
There we
made.
go.
Maybe.
It just went through. Okay.
Oh, there, okay.
Right. So too short to gather committees
For committees to meet.
to meet, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
I wrote down,
we note that under open meeting law, I would put that in there because I think it's important to just comment that if we were just chatting with each other, it would work. So Gail, you probably
For discussion as required under
open meeting law. Yeah, that
meeting law. Do we want to put in something about we will read it later and comment, or
I would just leave it at that.
okay?
yeah,
You know, I maybe you could put in that there's interest, but the timing is wrong.
yeah,
Say it again.
While both recreation and open space committees are interested in participating.
Okay, hold on.
And then I would put, yeah. And then you can put, Bigelow will pass this on to
Okay,
BC at the end.
to discuss. Yeah,
Sure to meet.
sorry.
That's okay. But to discuss, review, and comment.
We'll respond,
Well,
will,
We'll, share this with the
I'll
CPC.
share this with Recreation Committee. I mean, individuals can go, they just won't.
Right, we
Did we
can't
share
have-
this with, Recreation Committee? Oh, with Mateo, yeah.
what's his last name?
Lilio, I think,
I'll get that fixed.
Okay.
he something.
It's in the email, Matteo Pangello. Pangello,
And Gallo, okay.
okay, for both,
Committees, yeah,
Mhm.
perfect,
I'm sorry,
good.
okay. Um,
I
that
think,
it?
I think the rest
Looks
looks
like it.
good. I move to accept the minutes as presented.
I second.
Is there a second?
Yep, second.
We have to
Okay.
do a roll call vote. Don't we, Gail? Don't we have to do a roll call vote since it's Zoom?
Oh, right, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So Barbara
Uh,
Bigelow, I approve.
Bigelow,
Jake's aye.
we're doing it alphabetically.
That's fine. I don't care.
Okay.
Let's spell Barbara's last name.
Well, if you could
It's spelled-
pronounce it,
really?
that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That way, really? Okay,
Yeah. Like the T.
all righty.
Okay,
That was a short and sweet and efficient meeting.
yeah,
So Barbara, let us know when the Recreation Committee wants to meet.
okay. Yep, I definitely will. I'll bring it up at our next meeting, so I would guess that it'll either be the October or the November meeting, which
Okay,
would be good timing for thinking about a date for our winter walk.
great.
Great. Oh,
That's
good. I'm
gonna be
glad we're
fun.
going to be doing this.
Excellent.
Thank you
Good.
all.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay.